Hi everyone, welcome to Karen's Corner. I hope everyone's doing really well and everybody's happy and healthy. So thank you for joining me today. I thought today we would work on some heart openers, which will also get into that lower back a little bit and the shoulders a little bit as well. So what you'll need for today is at least one block, 2 blankets, or a blanket and a pillow will do. Yeah, a blanket and a pillow will do. And if you have one, a tennis ball. If you don't have a tennis ball, a stress ball will work, or even something softer that's small and sphere-like like this. So you can actually pick a little small ball if you have children and they have small balls, if you have a small ball around the house. So we're going to go ahead and start on our backs. So take your blankets. You're going to want to double fold them like this. You're going to want to put one where your head is. So if you only have one blanket, put the pillow there. The other one goes double folded as well. And you're going to want to place it about where your heart is. When you're ready, go ahead and work your way onto your back. So that second blanket lifts the chest, lifts the heart a little bit, and the shoulders are falling in between the 2 blankets. So go ahead and settle in, shift around a little bit, get yourself nice and comfortable. Extend the legs, maybe circle the ankles, wiggle the toes. And if you find that this posture is not comfortable for you, you can certainly bend the knees or bring the soles of the feet together. So play with it for a little bit. Yeah, explore, get a little curious. Just taking the opportunity to personalize your practice in any way throughout this next hour. If your legs are extended, just let the toes fall away from each other. Take a nice big inhale through the nose. Exhale it out through the mouth. Nice big sigh. 2 more times. Inhale deeply. Exhale, let it go. And then on this third one, as you exhale, you're going to close the eyes and then close the lips. So inhale. And then exhale. Bring the lips together, eyes closed, gaze shifts down toward the heart. Breathing in and out of your nose from here forward. Just taking a moment here to go within, settling down a bit. Inviting a sense of calm and ease to creep into the body. And then gently bring one palm to the belly and one palm to the heart. And begin to nudge your attention inward, focusing on the breath. Feeling the sensations of the breath, noticing the inhale and the exhale. Nothing to fix, nothing to correct here, just breathing in and out. Returning to the breath as many times as you need to. So yeah, if that clock ticking in the background or the pitter-patter of feet is distracting you, a siren outside, pets scratching at the door, come back to your breath. And then you might even be able to notice here the rise and fall of your palm on your belly as the breath begins to deepen and slow. Excuse me. Oh my goodness, I knew that sneeze was in me for a while. And then I'll return to the breath. And then staying right where you are, taking a few more conscious breaths in and out. Palm lifting as you take a breath in, belly softening on the exhale. And then softening your attention just a bit. Staying right where you are, with your gaze shifted down behind your closed lids at your heart center, that energy center right in the middle of your chest. So today's reading comes from a book called Wisdom of the Heart by Alan Cohen. He authors a lot of the Chicken Soup for the Soul books. And I thought with heart openers we would focus on love. Your life is worthwhile to the extent that you love. True love extends far beyond romance. It embraces the love of life, appreciation for each new day, the joy of connecting with beloved friends, celebrating the blessings before you, expressing your unique gifts, enjoying each moment, and so on. So much more. If you want to find richer meaning and purpose in your life, just keep loving. You won't need guidelines from external sources, for love will give you all the direction that you'll need. Answers will reveal themselves in the right way and time. You'll find wonder and perfection in little things you once overlooked. You'll remember what's important, and your soul will be fulfilled. The widest gate to the kingdom of love is appreciation. Simply find the good in the people and situations around you. Find innocence where other finds judgment, and you'll leave a trail of healing wherever you go. The secret of life is so simple. Only love. So taking a moment to breathe into that, again focusing on the heart center. And then gently slide that palm that was on your belly, slide it up toward your heart so your palms are stacked. And then take a moment here to set your personal intention, your offering for your practice today. And if an intention doesn't come easily for you, You can use mine. May I just keep my heart open? Once you've crafted that intention, continue to breathe into it, charging it up with your energy, your breath. And then use your next exhalation to release the arms out to the side. Spread them nice and wide, maybe even taking them to a goalpost pose posture. Again, still feeling the lift of the heart, the breath. And then a gentle bend into the knees, or walk your feet wide, and bring some movement back into your body, swaying the knees from side to side here. And the next time those knees fall to the right, hold here for a few breaths. And again, each time we hold a pose gives you an opportunity to explore. So if you're not feeling the love in this pose, play with it a little bit. Your next in-breath draws you back to center, and then an exhale takes you to the other side. And we'll hold here for a few breaths, maybe noticing the difference in the two sides. Maybe they both feel the same to you today. And then another inhale quickly brings you back to center. Yes. And then roll over onto your right side. Use your arm strength to lift yourself up. Remove your blankets or your pillow from your mat. Work your way onto your back and make sure you have that block close by. So take your time here, again exploring. Maybe you want to move the knees from side to side once again before you extend the legs long. And then send the palms out to the side, turn them up. And then without the benefit of the props, the blankets, see if your heart's lifted just a little bit. You're going to find a natural curve in your lower back here, so the back of the waist is lifted. Breathe into this for a few breaths. Yeah, charging up that intention once again. And then use your next in-breath to float the fingertips up overhead. Wiggle those fingertips, lift the fingertips as far away from you as possible, and then point the toes in the opposite direction. Yeah, grow long through the side body, maybe pressing through the right toes, and then the left. And then on your next exhale, you're going to put a bend in the elbows, bringing those elbows down by your side over here in the goalpost pose. Inhale, float the arms up overhead once again. Exhale, bend the elbows. Good. One more time. Inhale up. And then exhale, bend the elbows. And we're going to hold here for a few breaths. Once again, that heart is lifted, palms are open. Let the shoulders relax here. A full breath in, a full breath out. And then a bend into the knees. Walking the heels a little closer to you. Feet hip-width distance apart. On your next inhale, you're going to press into your feet into the mat and lift your hips up. Make sure that you have nothing underneath your head here. You should have removed all those props. And then keep your chin in line with your heart. So your gaze should be up toward the ceiling or your eyes closed. So inhale, lift the hips up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. So go ahead and do that a few more times with the rhythm of your breath. So you're moving as fast or as slow as you're breathing, not necessarily with my cues. Inhale up. Exhale, down. Maybe you even notice that the hips lift a little bit more each time. And then the next time your hips are lifted, hold here for a breath. Gaze down toward your heart. And then on an inhale, you're going to see if you can lift your heart up a little bit more. So you're going to lift from the heart, not from the hips. And see how that lifts the whole body up just a little bit more. Another breath in and out here. You've got this. Exhale, lower all the way down. Hug the knees in. Give yourself a nice squeeze. Add a little rock from side to side. And then plant those feet once again, hip width distance apart. So we're going to add the arms and the hips all at the same time. So on your next in-breath, you're going to press your feet into the mat and float the fingertips up overhead. Inhale. As you drop the hips toward the mat on the exhale, you're going to bend those elbows and find that goalpost pose once again. Good. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Go ahead and continue with the rhythm of your breath, breathing in and out through the nose here. And then this time, the next time your hips are lifted and palms are up overhead, we're going to hold here, hold the pose, not the breath. Shift the gaze down towards your heart. And then once again, you're going to lift your heart up a little bit more. Yeah, find out how that whole lower back opens just a bit, lifts just a bit. Good. Another breath in or out here, and then exhale, lower all the way down. Hug those knees in. Give yourself a squeeze. Add a rock. If you want to do some knee circles here. Again, any moment that we pause, great way to personalize your practice. Loving yourself all up. Good. Bring those feet to the mat. Extend the legs long. On an in-breath, float both arms up overhead. Turn the palms up. And then from here, relax the shoulders. You're going to really engage that right arm like you're trying to touch the side wall with those right fingertips. Feel a nice space open up in the side body. Keep all that, and then at the same time, left toes. So the right fingertips and left toes, all pointing in opposite directions. And you're breathing, so you're not clenching up. We're softening, opening, breathing. Good. Exhale, release completely. Opposite side. So stretch through those left fingertips, nice and long. Add the right toes when you're ready. So even when we're stretching, we're still breathing. We're not holding our breath here. Growing nice and long. Good. Exhale, let it go. Hug both knees in. Once again, give yourself a nice squeeze. Do some knee circles or add a rock. And then eventually roll yourself over to the right side. Use your arm strength to lift you up and work your way to a comfortable seat. So you may want to grab that blanket or two and prop your hips up. Wiggle yourself back and forth any amount till you feel yourself grounded through the hips and your weight is even on both sides. Inhale, draw the shoulders up toward the ears. Exhale, slide those shoulder blades around the back of the heart like you're creating a little altar back there. Some palms holding the back of your heart. And then shift your heart forward or back until you feel it centered over your hips. Close the eyes here, turn the gaze down, and then remind yourself of your intention. Life is simple, it's only love. We forget, then we remember, and we forget, and then we remember. And blinking your eyes open, inhale, float the arms up overhead. Take the breath beyond the fingertips here, so that side body nice and long. When you're ready for your exhale, bend the elbows. Heart shifts forward. Inhale up. Exhale, bend into those elbows. Maybe even drawing those elbows back past your body a little bit. Good. One more time. Inhale up. Exhale, bend into those elbows. Nice long spine. Take that twist over to the right, drop one palm in front, one palm in back. Just a gentle twist here. Keeping that heart over the hips. Keeping the spine nice and long. Stay here in the twist. If you want to add a little neck stretch, take the chin in the opposite direction. Eyes opened or closed, your choice. So just gaze lovingly. Good. On your next inhale, float the fingertips up overhead once again. Exhale, drop them to the mat. And then walk your palms away any amount. Feel that stretch in your lower back as you melt your heart toward the mat. You may even want to tuck that chin in, stretching out the back of the neck just a bit. And slowly walk your palms all the way back up, uncross the legs, cross them in the opposite direction. Snuggle in once again, balance out the weight in the hips. Bring the palms to the legs or to the knees, and then we'll do some seated cat-cows here. So on an inhale, this time you're going to slide those shoulder blades together as your heart is offered forward, and then on an exhale, round the spine, chin to chest. Continue at the pace of your own breath. Each inhale, each exhale, an opportunity to charge up that intention. And then the next time you exhale, bring your spine back to a neutral position, nice long spine, back of the neck, nice and open. Inhale, float the fingertips up overhead, take the breath there. Exhale, bend into the elbows, draw my elbows back past the body. Inhale up. Exhale, open your heart. Good, one more time. Inhale up. Exhale, we'll take that twist to the left this time. One palm comes in front, one in back. Stay here for a few breaths. And if you want to take that next stretch, chin to the right shoulder. Life is simple. It's love. Opportunity here for some self-love, taking the stretch as far or as soft as you'd like. So if this is a bit too much, relax a little bit. But on your next inhale, once again, take those fingertips up overhead. Exhale, palms to the mat. This time, walk them away any amount as you melt your foot. And then slowly begin to rise all the way back up. Work your way to a tabletop pose. You're going to want to make sure your tennis ball is close by. And pad your knees if you have some tender knees or a thin mat. So find that tabletop pose. Spread the fingertips nice and wide. Take a quick look at your wrist creases. Make sure they're aligned with each other and with the front edge of your mat. And then when you're ready, begin to breathe through a few cat-cows, adding any sort of organic movement, again, that feels great for you. So on an in-breath, you're going to lift head, heart, and tailbone. Exhale, round the spine. I'm going to add a few hip circles here because that's what feels good for me. So play with it a little bit. Curl the toes, see how that feels. Maybe bend the elbows. Shift your heart forward and back. Maybe you want to pause in tabletop, taking the gaze in one direction and then the other. And then when you're through exploring, bring the big toes together, separate the knees nice and wide, and work your way to a child's pose. If your forehead comes to the mat easily, go ahead and give your head a little rock from side to side, massaging that third eye, that place in the center of your forehead where we hold all that tension, right? Feel the stretch in your lower back. Feel the melting, the softening of your heart. And maybe you even notice what it's like to breathe out of the back of your heart. And then from here, you're going to go ahead and lift yourself back up to a tabletop pose. Shake it out. And then walk the palms a little closer to the front edge of your mat. On an in-breath, shift forward so the shoulders come back over the palms. And either knees, chest, chin, or hug the elbows in. Slowly lower yourself all the way down. Work your way all the way onto your belly. Bring the palms next to your chest here. Walk them back far enough, but as far as you can towards your waist, but while you're still, your entire palm is on the mat. Elbows hug in. Inhale, gently begin to lift the back of your heart, your head. Exhale, lower down. So gentle cobra. Resist the urge to really push yourself up here. For self-love, right? Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift up. Hold here. Draw those shoulders away from your ears. Crown of the head's reaching forward. Elbows are hugging in. Stay here. If you want to pop up on your fingertips, that's great. Or maybe even lift the palms. Let the lower back do the work. One more breath. And then slowly melt all the way down. Turn your head to your favorite side. Bring your arms out into that goalpost pose once again. Yeah, just let your lower back relax. Drop the shoulders down toward the mat. Good, a couple more breaths here. I know it feels good to relax, right? Heart openers feel so good, even when you're doing them. And then the lower back feels great. Take another mindful breath here. And then your forehead or chin to the mat. This time we're going to come up to Sphinx pose by drawing those forearms in. Elbows come underneath the shoulders. So a good alignment to make sure your shoulders are underneath, your elbows are underneath your shoulders, are to cross your arms and grab your elbows. So if you're grabbing here, then you need to walk those elbows in a little bit more. Make sure you can touch your elbows, and then when you're there, open your forearms back up again. Spread the palms nice and wide. And then we'll do a few cat-cows here. So inhale, offer your heart forward. And then on an exhale, chin to chest. You may even feel the upper belly lift a little bit. So go ahead and breathe at the rhythm of your breath. Breathe, move at the rhythm of your breath. Yeah, you can breathe through the rhythm of your breath too. So move with the rhythm of your breath here. And then the next time your heart's offered forward, hold here, find a comfortable spot to hold. So the toes are pointing toward the back of the mat. And I like to close my eyes here so I can really invite this pose into my body. So drop the shoulders away from the ears. See if you can offer your heart out a little bit more. You'll feel those ribs lift from the waist. Couple of mindful breaths here, guys. And then on your next exhale, go ahead and lower yourself all the way down. Turn your head to your non-favorite side this time. Yeah, notice what that feels like. Let the hips soften, let the lower back relax. If you want to bend your knees, excuse me, move your feet side to side, that's fine too. And then forehead or chin back to the mat once again. Extend the legs long. This time we're going to take a spider cobra. So you're going to pop up on your fingertips and then walk your fingertips back so they're in line with your shoulders and your elbows are pointed up toward the ceiling. Tops of the feet on the mat. Stay here for a breath or two. Stay present. And then on an inhale, you're going to gently lift yourself up to a gentle cobra. And then exhale, lower down. Elbows keep pointing up toward the sky here. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, lower down. Good. One more time. Inhale, lift up. And then from here, find a comfortable spot to hold. So we're breathing while we're holding. Hold the pose, not the breath. And then exhale, slowly lower yourself all the way down. Beautiful. Make a little pillow out of your palms. Bend your knees. Move the feet side to side. And then slide those palms now next to your chest with the feet up toward the ceiling in one breath. Go ahead and lift yourself up and back to a child's pose. For those of you who have a down dog in your practice, if you want to curl your toes and lift yourself up to a down dog for a few breaths and then go back to child's pose, that's fine too. So again, take the sequence that works for you. If you just want to rest in child's pose today, that's fine. Love is about staying in the present moment, appreciating the breath, appreciating your blessings, finding the good in people instead of judgment. I know that's hard to do. I work on it every day, reminding myself life is simple. It's about love. Got a couple more breaths here, guys. And then on your next inhale, you're going to go ahead and lift yourself up. You're going to grab your tennis ball, and then you're going to slither your way onto your belly once again. So whether you have a tennis ball, a stress ball, or even a softer ball, take this to a place that's just most comfortable for you. So what you're going to want to do is take that ball and place it right in the center where your psoas muscle is. It's that muscle that helps you go like this when you're standing. And then we're going to roll back over. And you may have to play with it a little bit. And the psoas muscle, lots of times because we're sitting, it shortens up, which can cause our lower back to hurt. When it's really not our lower back, it's this muscle that's tight. So play with this a little bit until you find just the perfect spot. And then when you're ready, go ahead and lower yourself all the way down. Make a pillow with your palms and see if you can relax the shoulders once again away from the ears. And take 5 breaths here. Breathing in and out through the nose. After your 5th breath, go ahead and remove the ball. If you want to lift yourself up to a tabletop and take a few cat-cows or return to a down dog to just shake it out, that's fine. And then we'll work our way onto our belly once again. And then this time take the ball to the opposite side. So again, you want it to go right into that hip crease here. One side may feel a little different from the other. It's funny how we walk and we move, but one side is always a little freer than the other. Play with it a little bit, and then when you're ready, once again, melt your heart all the way down. Take 5 conscious breaths. Completed those 5 breaths, go ahead and remove the ball, shake it out. Bring the palms next to your chest. Lift yourself up to a tabletop or a down dog, and then work your way to a child's pose. Three mindful breaths here in child's pose. And then one more time, you're going to rise back up to a tabletop. And you're going to work your way all the way down to your belly. And then inhale, send both fingertips up overhead, just like we were doing in warm-ups on our back. So the palms go up overhead, palms down this time. Forehead or chin to the mat. Take the breath into the right fingertips and into the left toes. And lifting that left palm and those left toes up off the mat. Go ahead and stretch as far as you possibly can. Like you're reach, 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 reach. Back of the neck is free here. You're not lifting the head yet. And then exhale, go ahead and lower all the way down. Opposite side, left fingertips, right toes. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Stretch a little more. Beautiful. Exhale, bend into those elbows. Take your head to one side. Yeah, just take a rest here. Soften through the shoulders. Good, and then we're going to add all that together. So bring your forehead or chin back to the mat. Palms go up overhead. Inhale, gently begin to lift everything up off the mat. On an exhale, everything's still lifted. Bend those elbows, draw them down toward your waist. Inhale, extend. Exhale. Good. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Crown of the head, reaching forward, toes reaching back. One more breath. Beautiful. Exhale, lower all the way down. Go ahead and give yourself a rest here for a few breaths. Good. And then when you're ready, palms next to the chest, arm strength lifts you up to a tabletop, a down dog, and then we'll take a child's pose, taking that back in the opposite direction here. Be gentle with yourself. Love starts with ourselves, right? Good. A full breath in and a full breath out. And then slide those palms next to your knees. Shift your hips to one side. Extend the legs long. And with that block close by, curl the toes back toward your knees. Just a little bit of core work. I always sneak that in. Heart open, palms up. Yeah. You can even bend the elbows and send the palms out to the side. Pull the belly in, and then use your breath to slowly lower yourself all the way down. Yeah, relax the shoulders here. Take a moment to bring the palms back to the heart. Smooth out the breath. Charge up that intention. eyes open. Make sure once again that there's nothing underneath your head. Put a bend to the knees, feet hip width distance apart. And then on an in-breath, you're going to press those feet into the mat, lift the hips up, and at the lowest height, slip that block underneath your hips here. Play with it a little bit. It should go right underneath your sacrum, so you're nice and comfortable. Stay here for a breath or two. Back of the neck is long, and then relax those shoulders, yeah. Maybe bringing the arms out to the side or back to that goalpost pose. Heart is lifted, breath is soft. Take 3 mindful breaths here. And an option here to stay here, or we've really opened up that back. If you want to take that block up 1 level, but only if it's comfortable for you, you can go ahead and take it up 1 level. Again, keep your chin in line with your heart, so no twisting of the head here. Maybe once again, close the eyes. Behind your closed lids, gaze down toward your heart. And then after a few breaths here, if you have the block turned up 1, you take it down to the lower level once again. Stay here for a breath or two to invite the spine to reset just a bit. And then a couple of options here. You can send both feet up toward the sky. Or we did work a lot on opening the psoas muscle in the front of the body. You can extend 1 leg forward and then the other, but only if it's comfortable for you. And we're going to be here for a few breaths, so if you want to play with both of them, that's fine too. Shoulders are relaxed, heart is open. Three more breaths here. And then wherever you are, if your feet are up toward the sky, drop 1 foot and then the other. If your legs are extended, bend 1 knee and then the other. Gently lift the hips up. Set the block to the side. Yeah, go ahead and move the knees a little bit from side to side. And then hug both knees in, giving yourself a nice squeeze. Yeah, lift head and shoulders up, make yourself into a little ball. Round the spine, resetting. And then drop your feet to the mat. Bring those arms back up to a goalpost pose. Soften the knees over to the right. Hold for a breath or two here. Inhale, come to center. Exhale, knees in the opposite direction. next in-breath, come back to center. If you have any remaining pose that you'd like to take before you work your way to your Shavasana, take a moment to do that. Or go ahead and set yourself up for your Shavasana. If you want to come back to that pose that we opened up with, you're welcome to do that. Otherwise, you can just prop a blanket up underneath your head. Or another option is to take those double folded blankets and make yourself a little tea. That's always a nice little Shavasana to come back to. So work your way onto your mat. Close your eyes. Shift the gaze down toward your heart. If you want to find richer meaning and purpose in your life, just keep loving. You won't need guidelines from external sources, for love will give you all the directions that you'll need. Answers will reveal themselves in the right way in time. You'll find wonder and perfection in little things you once overlooked. You'll remember what's important, and your soul will be fulfilled. So once again, just taking a few more breaths into that intention. And then releasing the breath completely. Just turning it over to the wisdom of your body. Invite the body to completely surrender. Keeping your eyes closed. Begin to wiggle fingers and toes. Taking in a stretch, maybe moving your head from side to side. Add a gentle bend into the knees, move the knees from side to side as you eventually work your way over to the right. And then use your arm strength to lift you up, returning to a comfortable seat. Joining the palms together in front of the heart, or coming back to that posture that we started off with one palm on top of the other at your heart's energy center. Take an in-breath here, and then on your out-breath, drop chin to chest as you gently bow into your hands, your heart, and your internal light. And then recalling that intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. Charge it up with your breath, and exhale it away. Turn it over to the universe. heart remain open throughout the rest of this day, this week. May small things bring you joy. It's been my joy and my honor to guide you through this practice. So from my heart to yours, I bow. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. See you next time on the mat.